Give you guys a second while I do this. Flip. Well, I'm hoping because I had to do a few things before getting on here that it did not cause a problem with viewers. Nobody's on yet. Come on. I love it when my hello, somebody is here, yay. Oh boy. Why is... Come on. This is what happens sometimes when I'm not fully ready. You guys can go ahead and ask your questions. I should be able to read it. I'm wondering... Oh, here we go. It took a second to jump on my tablet. Alright, goody. Now I can read comments without any problems. Oi! I don't know how many of you were on earlier with me and Jerry. This is my private chat. This is just me on my channel. I am... Well, I'm kind of tired. My back does hurt. I know I told you guys on Jerry Ann's channel that I didn't know exactly what I'd be talking about because at that point in time, my brain wasn't thinking about it. But after the vlog, I started thinking about just different things. Like, okay, I can talk about differences of Christmas traditions. I can talk about, where Christmas originated, which is not according to the Bible, because it's one of those comparing, I don't know if you want to call it heathen or pagan traditions, but the idea of Christmas came from the Norse people, and they didn't call it Christmas, of course not. They called it the Yule season. That's where the Yule log came from. And basically, the Catholic Church. I'm not going to say Christians. I'm not bashing the Catholic Church, but the Catholics were more the established religion of the time, even though Christianity was right there with them, but not as like convert or die. That's the biggest thing about the Catholics that got me from history is, their whole idea was you're going to convert to Catholicism or you're going to die. And that's how they got control over a lot of the different pagans of the times, and they took pagan religions like the Yule season and turned it into the Christmas that we know today. So I was like, I could talk a little bit more about that, but, I'd have to get it out, books and whatnot, and I don't feel like pulling out a bunch of different books. There is one book that I did see, I think I saw it on Amazon, and I think it was a book that was comparing Christianity to paganism and all the, how it all kind of blends together in certain ways. Because you got to realize, the pagan people were here a lot longer than any other known modern day religion. They say Taoism. Is it Taoism or is it Shinto? Was one of the oldest established religions that we can understand. The religion of the ancient Egyptians is considered by a lot of scholars one of the oldest religions on the face of the planet, because according to a lot of people, life started in Africa and just spread from there. I'd have to go back to understanding paleo history, which is still in debate. So we're not really going to go there. But Hey, Becky. Um, as for modern day traditions, I mean, yes, we still have the Yule log. We have the, established Christmas according to most religions, even though a lot of scholars and Bible scholars are now saying it could not have happened during the winter season. It had to happen during the spring season because one of the telltale signs that the Bible gives us about when Jesus was born was lamb's ewing, which is usually when they are birthed. The lambs are being born. The Star of David did not appear over that part of the world during the wintertime. That, and you have to take into account the change from the Greco-Roman calendar to the modern day Christian calendar. So we went from 13 months to 12 months because 13 was considered a bad number according to Christianity. But if you look at most other religions, 13 is just another number. It's actually a good number. It's considered a, was it a holy number or was it something to do with angels? I can't remember. But 13 is not considered a bad number by anybody else, just by the established Christian church. Now, when I say the established Christian church, I mean our modern day church, which unfortunately does not preach enough about the Bible and enough about Jesus. There's always something in there about politics or what's going on around the world and whatnot that has nothing to do with Christianity. Of course, with all what's going on in Israel right now, you kind of, it's not one of those things where I would expect a preacher to talk about, but it's one of those things where it's like, according to the Bible, there's going to be a major war in the Holy Lands that could potentially spark, the end of days or a part of the end of days. So that's one of the reasons why I don't always speak about religion because there's so many aspects of religion that could be argued or people don't like hearing about or I've been told multiple times you shouldn't be talking about religion. I'm talking about how I feel towards religion and what I you know take into account when it comes to my. I don't want to say my religion because it's not true. It's not really my religion. It's hey Tina. It's one of those things where it's like I learned in 52 years that you can literally connect every religion to Christianity or what brought about the Christian beliefs and the holidays and things like that. I mean, it's the old fashioned telephone game. We're hearing through the Bible what occurred or what was left in our modern day Bible by the Roman Church and the English Roman Church, English Catholic Church, and then all the other people through the centuries who've changed the text or left out texts. And it's one of those kind of like, okay, well, do we take the Bible verbatim or do we read the Bible and go, okay, this is what I'm getting out of the Bible. Christ wants us to love each other as we love ourselves. Do good unto one another. A whole lot of different things that are like, yeah, that sounds great. But then I start to get a little like, I can't connect the dots. And that's me. I have to have dots connected in order for me to get. I want the whole picture. I don't want just little tidbits of stained glass that I have to put together in a mosaic. And just it boggles my mind. Um, right, Big Mama. There's a lot of things in the original text, the original Aramaic, Hebrew text that Aramaic is a dead language. It's hard to translate. The Hebrew Bible, the Hebrew language does not use proper nouns And then you've got the Latin part of the Bible, which is the latter New Testament, which is kind of like one of the reasons why I couldn't handle reading King James is because of the thee, thou. Who are we talking about? Give us, details. Hey, JD, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, I love talking. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I've been an in and out Christian, which basically means I was raised a Christian. A family tragedy happened, and I went searching for better understanding of things, and stepped out of the norm or the Christian church and Christian thinking. But I returned back to my Christian roots because I was already well planted in Christianity by the time I was 12. All right, let's see here. Well, the live with Jerry went well. I mean, we did talk a lot about a lot of different things: her health, my health, mom's health, Christian Christmas plans. Sorry, things of that nature. But it went pretty good. Dina or Diane. Sorry if I said that wrong. Hello. Yeah. It is strange to have a family member who was born and raised in a foreign country and learned English through, the Bible or some other holy text that was in English. My mom had an aunt who basically her and her two sisters survived the Holocaust and made it to the Americas. Either no, they either came to the Americas before the actual Holocaust, or I don't remember their story of how they got here. But the older of the three, or no, the younger of the three, excuse me, she was in an old folks home because she had nobody to take care of her. And towards the end of her days, everything was in German, and the only phrase that she used to say was "wunderbar," which those of us who understand the German language knows that means wonderful. Hey, Wildfell. So yeah, I mean, I get you there, JD. I was always too far away to really get to know this particular aunt. I only whole, heard heard stories. I'm sorry if I'm having issues speaking. I am well. I am fed. That's why I didn't get on moments after Jerry Ann's live because I had to feed the family. So I had to make brunch, basically brunch lunch. Basically everybody wanted omelets, so I was like, okay, omelets it shall be. Now my usual omelets were I toast some oat and pour in the eggs on the oats and put cheese and bacon or just cheese. She wasn't really disheartened. She's having issues with allergies. That's our biggest issue right now is allergies. And between her medication and the allergens, it really bogs her down. It makes her sound out of it. But I think it's just a combination of it's that time of the year between the allergies and memories from Christmas as a child and missing family members and the chemo. And I think it's mostly the chemo because that chemo. There are days where that chemo just knocks her out, and then there are other days where it's just like she's just dragging. She's trying to make it through the day and that kind of stuff. I know there are days where she's really not happy, and that's what really gets to her. And then there are days where it's just kind of like she, basically what it is she wants to do more than she's actually doing, and she gets upset with herself because she can't do it no more or she can't finish it. So it's one of those things where I'm kind of like, save you up your energy because I might need you for helping out with making dinner, which she's done multiple times. Yeah, multiple times. And then there are other days where that coming, like the last couple of days, we had gray skies. It was gloomy. I was gloomy. Jerry was gloomy and tired. We were both tired from just gloomy weather, and I haven't talked to a doctor about it yet. But when I woke up this morning and saw how sunny it was, and it started getting gray, I was kind of like, wonder if I should talk to my doctor about seasonal adjustment disorder. My aunt in Ohio has that. She sits for a couple of hours a day under a UV type lamp, which is basically it bombards your body with the good UVs that you would get from the sun, and it helps her. And I was kind of like, I wonder if Jerry Ann and I both need this. Um, um, no, the I can't remember the name of the group, but they came in here after the plumber got done doing what he could do, and they came in and they literally tore the bathroom apart and part of our hallway out here, and then they set up a dehumidifying drying system after spraying the floor down with like a kills primer, which basically kills any kind of mold or anything, any bacteria, and then they let the machines run for a couple days to dry out the floor and whatnot. And they're supposed to be coming back. They're supposed to be coming back Monday to basically repair, do the repairs to the bathroom, which I can't wait because hopefully they said they should be done by Friday, which is like great because I am, since I'm the one who has to do it, I'm personally tired of dealing with the commode. When Jerry said bring the commode back in because she was having bladder issues, I was kind of like, oh great, we're stepping backwards. I don't want to step backwards, but it was a temporary need because especially for Jerry, she can't move fast enough to get from our bedroom to mom's bathroom, which is literally on the other side of the house. So I was like, no, that's fine. Um, as long as we're not planning on making this a full time situation, because if so, I'll sleep on the floor here in my office. Not because it stinks, but because I just don't want to be in the same room. Um, we're hoping that what's going on with the bathroom is not causing issues for our health, because according to the Serpro, that's the people. According to the people from Serpro, it shouldn't cause us any problems because they got the special spray and whatnot down. Um, I have done all I can. I literally sit in the living room all day, trying to help her out, trying to make her feel good, and watch TV shows with her and all that stuff. Um, I do all her um, medical needs, basically taking care of her, doing the wound care, helping her get stuff off the floor, general trying to give her all the attention she can, or I can give her, while doing, housework, dishes, laundry. Those are important. I've cleaned up I've swept floors, I've mopped floors, I've vacuumed. Basically, everything that needs to be done around the house, I take care of, and then some. Um, Sometimes for her, just me being in the same room with her, is enough for her to feel comfortable. And then every so often she'll make a complaint about her back hurting or something like that. And I'm like, what can I do for you? Do you need me to rub your back? Do you need me to go get some Tylenol, things like that. So it's literally one of those things where I am trying to do everything humanly possible to assist her. So, yeah. Excuse me, my tablet's low, so I'm gonna plug in my power. Um, I've asked her if she wanted to come out into the kitchen and play games. Problem is the kitchen chair is uncomfortable, so she'd rather stay, you know, in her recliner, which is fine by me. We do play. We do play games together on our tablet. Monopoly Go is one of them. She likes Monopoly Go, so um, Oreo does give her a lot of joy. Um, I don't know how long she's been in there, but she's starting to bark like she wants to get it come out. Um, I know she loves me, and I know she knows how much difficulty I have, and she doesn't like that idea. She's actually tried on multiple occasions to try to find a way to make things lighter and easier on me. And I'm like, the only thing I need is usually at nighttime. I ask her to put some lidocaine ointment on my back when it hurts a lot. So I wish we had TV trays. The only problem with playing games like board games or card games at the couch is a dog who wants to be in the middle of everything. I mean, we joke around at how she's a green-eyed monster because anytime we go to hug or kiss or do anything together, basically just me and Jerry, the dog is like right there trying to wedge herself in between the two of us, and I'm like, oh really? Um, Oreo's a really good dog. I mean, there are less times nowadays that I have to discipline her because she is being a really good girl. She's learning a lot. She's a smart dog. She might be a little bit slow on learning certain things, but she's a smart dog. I can take her out. Like, she'll want to go out, and it's that time of the day where I take her out before her nap or before bedtime. And she'll go to the Arcadia door and sit there and look at me, or she'll bounce between the Arcadia door to the couch to my mom's recliner. And if I get up, put on my shoes, she sees me putting on my shoes, and she's at the door like, "Daddy's gonna take me out. Daddy's gonna take me out." The only thing I have to do is watch that she doesn't go digging through the mud or anything like that because she doesn't like her paws being wiped off or cleaned up. But it's something that I have to do. Yes, she does have a lot of energy, but she does have her moments like when she's getting tired or ready to go ready for a nap or something like that. She literally just like acts like the energy in her body just got drained. Because then she'll be like laying next to Jerry or laying next to me, things like that. Head hanging over the edge of the couch, or she likes using my knee or my leg as a pillow. Yeah, she'll lay next to me and have her head on my leg, and I'm like, oh, okay, you're dying. Your battery's going low. Not that she's dying, but her energy is going. But this will be her first Christmas, so it's kind of like if I go to, I want to decorate. Don't get me wrong, I want to decorate. Yeah, puppies will do that. I do want to decorate for the holiday, and my thing is it's going to be her first holiday here with decorations and all that stuff. So I'm kind of like, I think all the decorations need to go up on the mantle or on the top of the little fireplace, not along or yeah, not along the hearth, but just up high so she can't pull them down and start playing with them. Same thing with the Christmas tree. Right now, it's being used to hold her puppy stuff. So I was like, okay, I gotta find a place for this so she doesn't go digging it out and have it all over the place. She's already got enough stuff all over the house and whatnot. So it's kind of like, gotta learn how to decorate around the puppy, you know. And I do want to decorate. I don't want to just go, let's just throw the tree up and leave it be. No, I want to decorate. I just don't know what style we're going to decorate in. If we're going to do the Norwegian style Christmas decor, or are we going to, what are we going to throw up on the tree type deal? And she's most likely barking because you hear me talking. But I only 38 viewers, probably because I'm not talking crap. Hey, Rebecca. But I I want to enjoy the holidays. This might be the last holiday in this house. I don't know. It really depends on how fast we can get the toilet fixed, bathroom fixed, and how fast we can re remodel my old office, because according to the new regulations, any room with a window can be called a bedroom. So they're now putting this house up as a 5 bedroom, 2 bath with one spare room. So it's kind of like, do we wait until spring to put the house back up on the market, or what? Because I don't know how fast I, with maybe a little bit of help here and there, can get this house cleaned up and remodeled and whatever else it needs to be done to put it back on the market. Of course, I look at my room here and go, yeah, some people might look at my room and go, okay, what's wrong with the person who uses this room? But it's just my personality, I guess. Yeah. No, well, that's the thing is there are people who like to jump into my videos or whatnot to stir up crap. They try somebody tried in Jerry's chat and I went nope, bye bye. Um, but there are, I mean, most of my viewers don't stir up trouble. Most of my viewers are pretty calm, cool, collective, and enjoyable. I get every so often some kind of rat fink, but because I got word from somebody that one of the ladies who are really rude and whatnot, as another group I'm with, that dropped out of that group because they saw how nasty they were being towards me and my family. They want to call them the Hateful Four. Whoever they are, well, I know who they are, but I don't I don't care. You know. Who was that? I can't remember their name, but they were, basically they're trying to call me a pansy and whatnot. I'm like, you have no clue who I am, so don't even. That no, the only thing I would have agreed to with them was calling football a pansy sport. I'm like, yeah, you're right. American football is a pansy sport because they got all that padding and no weaponry except for a ball and their own body. Now, we want to talk about a sport that really hits hard and they don't have anything but a cup and maybe shin guards is rugby or soccer. And I don't mean American soccer, I mean European football. Or maybe European football is rugby. I don't know. Oh yeah, they do. I've had so many different new names that come up here, and they drop a nasty comment or something like that, or try to stir up the shit, and I'm like, okay, whatever, you know. But I it is a season of love. It is a season for joy. So I don't worry about them. I mean, let them be who they want to be. You know, I'm just, you know, I'm being who I am, and if they don't like it, that's tough luck. I don't care. They can be whoever they want to be. And at the end of the day, as long as I can feel comfortable with myself and look at myself in the mirror and said you had a good day, that's all I care about. Um, I've been live for maybe. Oh, here I can tell you in a second. Come on. Oh, it's not showing me. Oh, was that? Yeah, about 30 minutes. About 30 minutes I've been live. But if I can go and look in the mirror at the end of the day and said you had a good day, you did your best. You didn't overload, you didn't explode, you didn't get angry. Um, I'm pretty good. I'm actually doing really good today. I'm a little tired, I'm a little sore, but that's just my age and all the other problems I have. But I look at myself at the end of the day and I'm like, you did good. You know, you didn't hurt nobody. You didn't hurt yourself. Everybody's been fed. Everybody's in the house has been taken care of. That's all that matters. You know, whatever they want to say, let them say it. Um, their opinion, their opinion don't matter to me. Um, if I'm going to be looking for opinions, I'm going to be looking to my wife, or I'm going to be looking at the man upstairs. You know, because at the end of our life, um, man upstairs is going to be the final judge and jury and executioner. And I don't mean execute you like you're dead. I mean he's going to be like, you don't belong up here. You go downstairs. Um, and I'm not saying who is and who isn't. Um, yes, I do always try my hardest. Oh, hey, crafty gypsy, I haven't seen you. Yeah, I noticed that a couple people didn't miss our live, or Mr. Live. Um, I've been on for about 30 minutes, so and everybody is doing pretty good. How's our plumbing? Well, um, as Mom said earlier, um, the guy called. He said he's going to be in Monday, and they're going to hopefully be done with their stuff by Friday. Which is basically putting the floors back together, putting the cabinets back together, putting the toilet back in place, cleaning it up, doing drywall work and all that fun stuff. Um, yep. I mean, I'll be honest with JD. I might not walk like a Christian all the time, but my heart is always pure. And I've 52 years old, and I'm like, why am I stressing? Why am I stressing about what other people think when I'm not the one who controls? Who's going to be the final judge? Um, you know, I'm going to be judged by my heart and by what I've done and my standard of living, not by some people who just don't like what I talk about or what I look, don't like the way I look, things like that. That's elementary school bullying. That's not real life, you know. And I've dealt with elementary, junior high, high school bullying all my life. So it's kind of like, yeah, you're just another nobody coming around trying to piss me off. Um, yeah, hurry up Friday. Yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely. Um, I always share the love with Mom and Jerry. I mean, they're both of them are not only my support, but I'm their support. And I mean, What's the choice? Get along with each other or be mad at each other 24/7, which is not a healthy environment. Um, oh, no, that's all right, Simone. I don't mind you asking. Um, yeah, we do all fall short. Like my wife and I used to say a lot of times when people were trying to bully us, it's like, you go out there and try to walk on water. You go out there and try to make water into wine. You go out there and try to perform the miracles of Jesus Christ. Nobody on this earth can do that. So, you know what? Nobody's better than me. Nobody's better than, him. Definitely nobody better than him. But, you know, I don't try to live the way people want me to live. I live the way I think I should live. I live the way I think Jesus would want me to live. Yeah, I fall short. That's not a problem. He picks me back up, you know, or has somebody around me to pick me up. Hey, Pam. Um, yeah. Oh, Oreo gets all the love. Oreo gets all the love. Um, I know you'd love to get me into a church, JD, but I have my church here in town. There, the one thing I don't like about it is it seems like, one, they're not really doing the works by Jesus' name, and two, there's too much talk about politics and other things that just don't need to be in the church. Um, let's see here. Yeah. Um, yeah. JD, there's a lot of things I don't share because a lot of the things that I feel has happened to me or is happening to me in a supernatural way, and I don't mean like the ghost of my dad or anything like that. I mean like the angels and Christ Himself. I mean, I don't see like normal people do when it comes to the world around me. I see black and white. I don't see a gray. Everybody's talking about, oh yeah, you can live in the gray, blah blah blah. No, it's too dangerous to live in the gray. Um, but that's just me. I mean, you know, I do feel like the power of Christ around me. I do feel His hand on my shoulder. Um, I sometimes when I go driving, and I'm surprised this happens, but I go driving, and for some reason, a lot of people don't notice my car or something like that, and they just swerve in front of me, and it's like somehow I know what was going to happen, and I slow down or hit my brakes or whatever. But that's how things are for me. Well, it's going really well, Pam. Tomorrow, Sir Pro is coming into my house and fixing my bathroom now that the plumbing is done. It just needs to be put back in order because the amount of flooring that the Sir Pro people had to dry, they're gonna have to fix my cabinets and rebuild my cabinets and everything in the bathroom, put the toilet back in place, do a lot of drywall work, fix the flooring. So there's a lot of things still going on. As for Jenny Ann's appointment, it went well. She had some X-rays done, and there's no there's no new growth of tumors, and there's no basically things haven't really changed. So there's no good, there's no bad. She's just the doctor wants keeps on asking, what would you rather have, the quality of life or the quantity of life? And well, we tried to choose both because she wants to live a bit longer. I want her to enjoy her life without so much pain. Um, let's see here. Sorry if I'm skipping all over the place. So let's see here. Uh, do you think you'll still be moving to Colorado? Jerry Ann has mentioned Arizona. We joke about Arizona because it's warmer, and we thought, we think, or we would not think, bleh, we would love to be able to be snowbirds, stay in Arizona during the wintertime, and go to Colorado for the summertime. But we don't know. We're the thing about Arizona is like we don't want to go all the way down to like 120-degree weather in the middle of summertime with a dry heat. We would rather be in Colorado where it's maybe in the 90s with no humidity, no stifling heat. But I was joking earlier today that because the last couple days or so, it's been gloomy, it's been gray, it's been and cold, and I'm like, I wonder if snowbirding is still an option. So that's where we got into the joke of Arizona this time of year and Colorado this time of year, but that was a joke. It was just an inside joke. Yeah, exactly. JD, let him lead. Let's see here, Jim. Let me ask you a question. All right, hold on a second, Pam. I'll read your question when I get to it. Ethel Reed, hey, how you doing? You missed our morning live, but that's okay. I mean, you're up in Alaska and time differences and all that. Running behind, I know how that feels. I know how that feels to be running behind. Jerry Jerry's slurring is twofold, and yes, she does it kind of on and off all day long because of her mucositis. It causes the salivary gland to act overact because it's trying to coat her tongue and mouth because of the ulcers and whatnot due from the medication. So there are times where she does slur, not 24/7, but that kind of it's one of those you know one of those pain in the butt things that has to do with her medication and her chemo. So yeah, JD visions. I mean, I believe that Moses himself was guided by visions. You know, because how can Moses get all over the desert while they're wandering without some form of guidance or visions? I know a lot of people say the Bible says that's bad, but wait a minute. Let's see here. Was it Paul? I can't remember what disciple it was. In Revelations, was having visions of the future, and those visions were given to him by God Himself. So how could having visions be wrong? That's what we plan in doing. Being snowbirds, my husband has 4 more years before retirement. Oh, cool. Are you going to be snowbirding between Colorado, or not Colorado, excuse me, Chicago to Arizona, or is it going to be Colorado to someplace south like Arizona? Arizona, California, any one of those states would be good snowbirding. Do you think you'll move next year? We're hoping to be moved out of here towards the end of spring, early summer. That's what we're looking at and hoping for. Yes, Arizona does have mountains, but they're dry, icky. No, thank you. I think Mom's gotten to the point with the slurping or whatever you want to call it. She just blocks it out. And I lived in Arizona, and no, thank you. No, no, not unless I could afford to live in like Flagstaff. But Flagstaff has snow as well, and from where I understand, Flagstaff can be quite expensive because it's a major league college town. Doesn't Jerry slurp because of the medical problems? Yes, yes. She cannot control it. It's all on the medical side. So it's really been a problem. Snowbirds have the best of both worlds. Yes, they do. The only downside about snowbirding that I've been told, even though you've got like your RV and you're basically living in it 24/7, going wherever you want to, is the expense, because you gotta be able to afford KOAs so you can go dump your tanks and refill your tanks. You gotta have the money to keep up maintenance on your RV. You gotta have the money to get food. You know the cost of basically paying for the RV itself, because it's like, depending on the time. Well, actually, any RV, from what I've been told, is like getting a mortgage. You have them. It's like paying for a mortgage on a house. You get the mortgage, and then you have to constantly pay that once a month, plus overall cost of everything else. Chicago to Arizona. Okay, that's what I thought. Dentist. Well, we just got informed, like within the last couple weeks, that our insurance now has dental service, and there is a dentist like right around the corner from us. But you know, forgetting to go, forgetting to call, things like that. Acts, acts. Oh, I'm sorry, JD. You confused me with acts. But anyhow, do you think you'll be moving next year? We're hoping to be moved out of here next year. Pam, we can go to Flagstaff if we miss the snow, but I don't miss the snow. And you have an RV, okay. I do miss the snow. I'm sorry. I don't like the cold, but I love the snow. So yeah, it's one of those like, I got baby duty. Wife is sleeping. Everyone enjoy. Please lean on the like button. Thank you, JD. I'll see you later too. We keep the boat and RV by the lake and go there on weekends. Oh, that's cool. Let me check my time, because okay, no, I got 15 more minutes. I'm gonna have to deal with the puppy. I don't know why her music got turned off, but I know I turned it on, so who knows. But sometimes she'll take a short nap, and sometimes she'll take a long nap. It really depends. But I want to get back to the subject I was talking about earlier, and I will try not to make it religious. But Christmas can be a very argumentative holiday. One, there are so many other holidays from other different religious belief systems that this time of year it can be crazy. Because for me, somebody like me, who I might not represent the other religious groups, but I acknowledge and appreciate their holiday because it's their holiday. And as we all know, America has become, or has always been, the melting pot of the world. We have all the different creeds and cultures, all of their holidays, all their languages, everything that they bring with them from their home country. And we acknowledge their beliefs. We acknowledge their holidays and whatnot. Now, Australia, and I'll tell you why I put Australia in. Australia is one of those countries that are accepting people from other countries, but they have a policy that if you're going to live there and become a citizen of Australia, you have to lose everything that you had from your old country. In other words, you have to stop speaking your home language. You have to start speaking the Queen's English. They do not acknowledge or put up, radio stations or TV stations in in that language, your home language. Your religious customs are basically non-existent. You have to become a member of the church that basically Australia represents, which is, I think, is Catholicism. I'm not sure. But I know I've heard a lot of stories about people who've gone to Australia and they're basically told you can no longer do this, 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 this. We will not acknowledge this, 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 this. And I'm like, well, it's kind of sad because, especially for adults, because children can adapt faster than adults. But here in America, we do it all. We acknowledge your language, we acknowledge your TV and radio shows, we acknowledge your religious practices, your beliefs, everything, as long as it's not harmful to our country. No problem, Pam. Um, I hope you enjoy. I'm hoping to start decorating very soon, like this week. I don't like waiting until the last minute, even though there have been times where we do. But anyhow, here in America, we acknowledge it all. Now, a lot of people who are of a certain faith, and I'm not going to point out which one because somebody might say I'm bashing. I'm not. I'm just acknowledging the facts and all the information I've collected over the years. One, the Yule log. The Yule log originated in Europe. I'm not sure exactly where. I'm pretty sure it's from the North Country. And I figured it was like, Norway or someplace like that. And I know what it represents, and I know they take these massive logs basically and they create a bonfire, but they coat these logs with natural items to make them burn longer. Sorry, my wife just. But what we don't realize is a lot of people do not acknowledge that the Yule log not only originated in Europe, but it was their representation of the beginning of the winter season, and they threw a big party. Now, what a lot of scholars have been finding out or discovering or researching is Christmas. Christmas Day, we we put it in December 25th. Now, if you read the Bible and it talks, I can't remember which Bible it was, but it talks about the lamb's ewing. Now, first off, the time of year that lambs ewe, which is like birthing, is springtime. The other thing is the Star of David, which shone over Bethlehem when Christ was born, only shows up once a year at the highest peak over Jerusalem in the late spring, early summer. No, Jerry, I don't. I will get it out here in a second. So it's one of those holidays that has been in dispute for 15, 20 years, I think. Maybe longer. But my thing is, it doesn't matter. All right. We can celebrate it in December. We can celebrate it in July. In fact, that's probably where Christmas in July came from when people started putting out the information. Um, yeah, she knows I'm doing it live. So it's one of those things where it's like, the acknowledgement of Christ. That should be the only thing about it. But I would like to, acknowledge it, on the true day, because all right, we can account into the reason why it's now in December in modern day times is because the calendar of the old was a 13-month calendar with shorter days per month. Um, but because one group or another said 13 is considered a bad, an unlucky number, they shorten it to 12 months with longer months. So that throws the whole timing off. So it's one of those like, do we keep it to the original 13 months? Um, or we do it modern day calendar in 12 months? And the thing is every 13 months is different. So 1 year you can have 13 months starting on a certain date, ending on a certain date, and then the next year it's, you know, a lot of things get changed. So, hold on, folks. So the dog doesn't awaken the whole freaking neighborhood. Um, I understand, Simone. I really do. Um, but I'm like, what is Christmas to us? Now, unfortunately, with modern day times and whatnot, and Macy's, um, Christmas is more about the gifts, the prestige, the decor. You know, me, decor can be just a tree, or it can be a whole house decorated. Because to me, Christmas isn't about just the gifts. It's about the people. It's about the joy, the love, the you know. I mean, I can look back at my years and say and this year were great because I got all kinds of presents. But this year, I can have odd or even years with varying amounts. I know when I was growing up as a kid, because my dad was in the Air Force, we moved around a lot. So when we were overseas for 3 years, we didn't get a lot. We got maybe, a couple small presents or, presents here and there. And then we got, you know, my aunt, my aunt Joyce made like chocolate delights. And what I mean by that is chocolate covered pretzels, chocolate covered Rice Krispie, chocolate covered peanut butter, you know, and it could be white chocolate or regular chocolate, milk chocolate. Um, so it's like Christmas shouldn't be about the gifts. It should be the acts of. You're right, Simone. It should be the acts of kindness to each other. You know, yeah, I know. Even as an adult, there are sometimes where I get depressed during Christmas, and sometimes because it wasn't the quality or quantity of gifts. It was um, for me, missing family members that used to make Christmas so delightful. And a lot of them are no longer with us, especially my dad. My dad was like one of these. Hey, it's December 3rd. Let's start getting the Christmas tree up and decorating, and you know, he brought the festivity out in everybody. Unfortunately, I'm not that person. I've got too many. I don't know if I want to say issues or just too much. Um, like I guess part of it is the anxiety, the stress, the um, ADHD. You know, the I'm getting too tired to be doing to do it, or I just it's one of the, it's, to me a lot of the holidays. Um, I just I like the holiday. I just don't want to. decorate for it. I don't want to pull out a bunch of stuff and put it up, and then 3 weeks later, 4 weeks later, tear it down. Um, my wife was joking around about gluing the Christmas ornaments. Most of our ornaments are not breakable, but gluing them to the tree and then just wrap it in cellophane or something like that and put it in the Christmas tree bag, and put it outside. Well, I can tell you this much: one, the tree would be too big for the bag. We'd have to take the top part of the tree off. Um, Two, unless we plan on having the same Christmas tree decorations all the time, it might get a little boring after a while. Even though I do love my Nordic, style Christmas decorations. Um, I just because she was joking around one time and said, "Oh, yeah, let's go out and buy like two or three more Christmas trees and decorate each one. One of them will be Nordic, the other one will be this kind." And I'm like, no, because I can see a lot of stuff getting broken, and two, I just think that's ridiculous. But that's just me. So I'm like, I mean, yeah, I understand the history of Christmas. There's the Yule log, there's Kris Kringle, there's the story about Kringle is awesome. I know they take it from the reality of what it is to holify it. Holify it, meaning Hollywood gets involved. Yeah, it would be a waste of money. Um, but the story of Kris Kringle is he was a Germanic wood carver, and at the time, things were going on. The ruler of Germany at the time was a real butt. So Kris Kringle would, spend his time carving these wooden toys for the kids and wrapping them and leaving them in boots that were put out. It was a tradition to put boots out, um, and people can put gifts or stuff in there, or you can get a chunk of coal because you were a bad child. Um, that's the origin of Kris Kringle. He was just a simple wood carver who felt sorry for the kids of his community. And the story spread and became bigger and bigger. And then also when we have Santa Claus. You know, but I mean, European history, let me just put it that way. European history and traditions and stories are very interesting. I mean, I watch, and I got my wife involved watching it, a TV series called Grimm. And basically, what it is, it takes all the different fairy tale characters from the books written by the Brothers Grimm and turn it into a Hollywood, supernatural type, you know, series. And I think it's great because not all fairy tale creatures and whatnot are mean, hostile, and evil. You know, they're just like us. The only difference is they can change into like they're human in size, but their characteristics look like various different animals, like um, Fuchsbau and Blutbau. What is this? Will Surf Pro be completing the? Yes, they said that now that everything's dry and the plumbing is set, that they're going to come in Monday and they're going to start doing their repairs and whatnot. And they estimated that they should be done by Friday, which I'm like, yay! But the homeowner's insurance is, I'm not sure how much they're covering, but I think they're covering the bulk of it. So I'm not sure exactly what the homeowner's insurance will deal with. That's something I leave with mom. Tina, what's the face about? I talk about a lot of different things and subjects and whatnot, but my love for things European, especially Germanic or Nordic, even Scottish and Irish, runs pretty deep, and I love reading stuff from them. I'm sorry, Kathy. You're talking about me smacking the dog on the nose because she was being a brat, or because I did it. Because all I have to say about that is either you've never raised dogs like my father used to, and nowadays the disciplinary action of both animal and child has become weak and pathetic. Don't even get me started because, one, I don't care what you have to say. You know, dog's not bloody, he's not broken, or she's not broken. She's actually learning from it. So, as far as I'm concerned, that's all good. Um, Once that's done, you can put the house back. Yes, once they're done fixing up the bathroom, I can repair it, or not repair it, but redecorate it. Go into the front room and set it up for a faux bedroom. I just have to get a couple pieces of furniture out of that room that we're trying to sell. So it's once I get the heavy stuff done, or once the heavy stuff is done, the cleaning, the decorating, things like that, that won't be too difficult. The difficult would be Dylan and Jerry. um, but it's something that will get done, and because of my back issues and whatnot, I am basically gonna go. I'm gonna do as much as I can per day without putting myself out of commission, which means I might only work a couple hours each day on a room at a time because Jerry's method of going, go to this room, take that to this room, take this back over there, no. We're gonna work at one room at a time, and if that's not good enough, sell the house as is, you know. So, but yeah, once the bathroom is done, which they're saying Friday, I'm hoping sooner than Friday. I'm hoping Wednesday, but I don't know what all they have to do. So I will be happy when it gets done, so I can rid myself of a commode. I keep on telling Jerry to throw it away, but she's like, "No, we might need it." I'm like, "I hope not," but you know, I don't know. I'm just trying to do one day at a time. I'm not trying to push myself too much. I'm trying to take it easy. I'm, you know, I'm not going overboard. You know, I want to get it done as quickly as possible, but you know, well, here's the thing. Violence, I understand. I am never violent with my dog. I treat her with dignity, but there are some times that you have to do something to get her attention to make her understand that she's doing something wrong. Now, I don't like slap her around or anything like that. I just give her a good firm tap. Now, my father was the same way. You're even with me as a child. you're doing something wrong. You know you're doing it wrong, but you're not paying attention to instructions or anything like that. Yeah, you need some strong reinforcements. Now I don't like hitting anybody. I the one time the one time I ever hit a person was during a very bad time of my life. I had just lost, four family members within an 18-month period of time, and I just lost it. And my cousin Debbie, who unfortunately is not with us anymore due to health issues. I think it was diabetes that got her, but I'm not sure. She came into the room when I was arguing with my mom, and she was trying to force me to do something that had nothing to do with the argument. Now, I would never, ever, ever swing at my mom. Never. But my cousin was there, and she was trying to put her 2 cents in and force me to do something. And I turned on her like a beast. I mean, I was just swinging like crazy. I only connected once, and I basically hit her glasses, broke them, and gave her a little bit of a bruise. Now, during this whole time, my mom was trying to pull me back, and she literally clawed up my shoulder, and I didn't feel no pain for 3 days. It wasn't until my mom yelled at her to go away, to leave the air, to leave. Um, that's the first and last time I've ever struck a person. Ever since then, if I got mad, it would be a door, a wall, something basically non-living, or in my case, non-corporeal. Um, yeah, I don't condone violence either, but there are times where, because of issues that I have, some of them I'm still dealing with, some of them are dealt with, and it happens. I get mad. Now, the last time I got mad and I didn't swing was when I got like super mad. Was at Jerry, and I did not swing. And she took a hold of my arms and basically shook me out of my, you know, shook me out of whatever was going on. And she told me, she literally said, don't do that ever again because you scared the shit out of me." And I went, "What scared you?" Because I wanted to know so I can try to remember what it was and deal with it before it happens again. And she basically said that when I was looking into your eyes, there was nothing there, just complete darkness. And I just kind of went, okay. So ever since then, I've tried to maintain enough control that I didn't lose myself to whatever it was that came forth. And if you don't believe me, you can ask Jerry. She's the one who told me this information. But no, I don't hit my dog out of spite. I give her a good tap to let her know that she's doing wrong or she's misbehaving. Simone, 10 years ago, I would say I would agree with you, but now it's not. It's. I've talked to a therapist. I've dealt with therapy, and they've given me tools to use. And one of the things that don't use all the time, but I have done it once in a while, is just to come in here, turn on some into my office, turn off all the lights except for the string of lights here, my flame light, and a low level light, and just meditate. Meditate for the day. Try to focus on being positive and try to focus on doing good and getting things done. But also, I meditate on not losing my cool and just trying to work with Jerry and all that stuff. Yes, it is. He's a very good guy. In fact, I think I'm not 100% positive because I don't ask because it's his private life. But I think he does shorts on Facebook dealing with ADHD and that kind of stuff. But I do enjoy talking with him. Unfortunately, the way it sounds is we may be going to one session a month because he thinks I'm doing good, that I'm using his tools and all that stuff. And as for my safety, I don't worry about my safety. I'm not afraid of dying. I'm afraid of hurting other people. Okay, hon, I'm about ready to get off anyhow because I got stuff to do around the house and my daylight time is starting to run out. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm not abusive. Um, I don't hit my dog. I don't hit anybody out of abuse. I joke around with Jerry, but I don't like hit her. It's more like a playful slap. Oreo, I do when she's getting herself in trouble and not listening. I do give her a slap. One that's hard enough to get her attention, but not hard enough to hurt her. So, well, Simone, I have been getting more time to myself. Granted, it's either in here, reading, writing, meditating. Somebody had told me that I could set up my tablet to watch to watch and maybe even do Tai Chi, which is a form of Chinese exercise, not really karate, but it's basically being in harmony with yourself and the world around you, and different movements that are basically they help the body stretch and things like that. So I thought about that, and I watched people do Tai Chi, and I'm like, it's beautiful. The movements look great. It's fluid, but it's not like hardcore, exercise. I'm not like lifting weights or doing push-ups or anything like that. So, but then I also spend some time in the evening time because usually by the time usually around 8 o'clock, my body's sore and ready to lay down, but my brain isn't. So I try to, if I don't do it on my tablet, play brain games. I just play like mostly either Civilization or World of Warcraft. She can read, but the problem with, the two problems now with Gary Ann reading is reading puts her to sleep. It really does. Even when I read to her, or when I used to read to her, she would fall asleep. The other thing is she can see, but she can't, like, if she looks forward, she gets like blurred vision or like, I forgot how to tell you, but she can see like from the edge of her vision. She can look sideways and see stuff, but it's difficult for her to read. Oh, Jerry, Pam's already offline. I don't know if she'll come back to read anything, but let's see here. Oh, I thought you'd read her comment. Well, I used to, but we haven't done that in a long time, and it's a combination of me. Some of the people who make comments on her channel, it's just like I want to be like, get rid of you, get rid of that person because they're being really snide or whatnot. So we kind of developed a system which we could go back to. Is I would read the comment and let her make her return a comment or tell tells me what to do. So if I ever if comments get deleted on her channel, it's either me because of what she asked me to do, or maybe we didn't even see them. So if if there's a comment on her channel and it doesn't get replied to or something like that, there's a reason. It's not that it's most of it is because Jerry has trouble reading them. But I'm hoping once everything is done with the toilet and the bathroom gets fixed, that maybe I'll have the mindset or whatever to help her with her comments. Let's see. You never hit a child or an animal or a woman in the face. You hit them. You hit them when you're frustrated or mad. You know what, Kathy? You don't know my upbringing. You don't know how well I treat my dog. You don't know how many times I've actually punished her. So, as far as I'm concerned, these comments right now are moot. Kathy, no, you don't see me. And no, I've never drawn blood. I have not had. Hey, Fiona, I didn't realize you were on. Um, she doesn't mod my lives that often, so I I don't know what I don't know what you're asking because the times that she has modded, um, it's mostly when people are starting to attack both of us. Um, so yeah. In fact, Kathy, I think you're one of the Hateful Four's little minions. So go back to them and say whatever you want to them. Well, like I said, she can read. Like, let's say here's her tablet or whatnot. She looks off to the side, like her face is turned to the side, but what she's doing is she's reading from the side because the edema or whatever it is that's in her eyes is usually in the front. So if she looks from the side, she can see stuff and read stuff. But at times it can be difficult because of the way she's bending her neck. I mean, she's not, what is it? She's considered legally blind because she can't see straight forward, but she is not 100% blind. She's maybe like 25 to 45% blind because of the macular edema right in the front. So, okay. But anyhow, I'm gonna get off this here in a second because I've been on here for almost an hour and a half, maybe longer, and I do need to take care of my household and my family and the dog if she needs to go outside. Well, mom lets her out every so often. Okay, Pizza Girl. I mean, welcome to the family. YouTube has a lot to offer. The only thing I can tell you is be mindful and open minded to a lot of different things. I'm not going to tell you who to listen to or who not to listen to, but use your heart and your mind to make decisions of what's right and wrong on YouTube, because there are a lot of people out there who either A, they're scamming, or B, claiming somebody else is scamming, or just hateful speech. So there's a lot of things out there that I would say stay away from. I'm not going to tell you whom or what. That is your choice. Um, and you will find there are a number of people who love taking other people's channels and whatnot apart just to create, you know, negativity. Um, yeah, that's the thing that I'm having with Oreo is she's at that stage in life where she's still a puppy, but she's not totally a puppy. So it's like the terrible twos, like if you'd have a regular kid, the terrible twos where they want to run around the house and tear things apart and, just make messes and drive you crazy, wanting to pull your hair out. Yeah, that's kind of what Oreo is like right now. Um, Unfortunately, like I said, every so often when she's misbehaving, she needs to be put back in her right place. And some people just don't like the way I do it, but it worked all my life with other dogs, and that's how my dad did it. And I know a lot of people are like, well, it's not 1970. And, yeah, and you know, I'm 52 and I still act like a child from time to time. There are times where me and Jared get into debates or whatever you want to call it because I'm being too pig-headed. And not that I'm proud of it, but I know who I am. I know what I'm doing wrong once I, sit down and think about it. And sometimes I have to go apologize and eat crow. And well, if that's what I have to do, that's what I have to do. I know a lot of people are like, you know, it's it. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you're 52, you should know this by now. Blah blah blah. Well, I'm sorry, I'm 52 with ADHD, hyperactivity, ADD, and a wealth of other psychological issues that my brain is not put together like a normal person. That's why every time somebody goes, you should act more normal. I'm like, the only normal I know about is the setting on my dishwasher, you know, or washing machine. I look around the world going, what people, and we used to joke about this when I was younger, and I was spending 30 days at a behavioral hospital back in Phoenix. And not only did the other patients, but the psychiatrist at the time was like, there is no such thing as normal. And they even said that if you want to consider something normal, those of us who understand our issues and our problems and go seeking help, whether we're in hospital or not, are normal, while the people who want to deny their problems and think that they're perfect are the abnormal people. And I just kind of went, so we're all normal and the people outside are crazy. You know, but that's just some of the things that I was taught and learned and all that stuff. Bleh, all that stuff. Um, what's wrong with my? Okay, my iPad is frozen. There we go. Yeah, I've been on here for an hour and a half. So I'm going to say farewell. This has been interesting. Um, Maybe one day I will. Maybe I will. Come on, you crazy thing. Maybe I'll do another live on Wednesday if I can remember. I should be using my digital assistant more often for that kind of stuff, but um, it's just the way it happens. I keep on telling myself, oh, you need to do more vlogs. Not just lives, vlogs. But, okay, you have a question for the concerned people there, Jerry? What's your question, baby? I can say that to Jerry because that's my wife. But I'll wait for her comment. Wow, this is the lowest I've had in a long time. Only 53 people. Probably because of the fact that I shot them down before they can answer a question. But, come on, Jerry. Anyhow, yeah, I just lost 2 people. That's fine. I don't always worry about the number of people. I just, I think it's funny sometimes. Why don't you complain about Jim in my lives like you complain about me moderating his? Uh, I that question's for you all. If you want to answer it, you can answer it. If you don't, that's fine. That's up to you. Most of you know that I'm pretty much a free I don't take anything negatively. That's all right. That is an interesting question because, but I can see it as 2 different ways. I can see it as I don't speak that much, but you know that's just my opinion. Is because I don't speak that much. But there are times when I do speak. I either speak over her or try to get something out. That seems to be important while she's talking, and yeah, you guys don't complain much. But that's, I mean, well, that's the thing, Fiona. Obviously, somebody complained at one point in time, and it's weighed heavily on Jerry. Kathy, you take forever to make a comment, and well, if you're getting sick of my channel, you don't have to watch it. Nobody's making anybody watch my channel. I don't force anybody to watch my channel. You can either take it for what it is, or you can bugger off. But anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and get off now because it's been over an hour and a half, and like I said, I've got stuff to do. But this has actually been fun, except for the one person who is trying to stir up crap. And I didn't block her or anything like that because it makes no sense to me. And since she doesn't know me that well or know me at all, she's got nothing really to say except for bitch and complain about the videos. She's trying to make a judgment like she knows me. I'm sorry, nobody can know me that deeply. There's only 3 people I know in my life that can know me that deeply, and that's my mom, my wife, and God. And since you're neither of the 3, take your comments elsewhere. So I will end this now. You guys can make your own decisions on Thank you, Ethel. You guys can make your own decisions. I don't force anybody to make decisions. I don't force anybody to stay here and watch. Um, so, you know, life is what it is. You know, the good book, the Bible, says to be nice and kind to one another. And as you can see, there's always at least one person in every crowd who does not want to be nice. They want to stir up problems, and that's their choice. All I can say about that is that they must have a very negative life. See you all around. Bye.